that he's interested in the Andrade fight. We stood there after his fight in Manchester, New Hampshire, and we said that it has to be Charlo next. It has to be Charlo. But I know there's been talk. Was that part of the situation? David Benavidez, maybe.
We loved the Benavidez fight, and the route was to fight Parker and then fight Benavidez. We'd be willing to go straight into the Benavidez fight now. So if he likes that fight, happy to discuss it, and would love to get that made.
Just finally on George Kambosos,
Wow. Those are the words of Eddie Hearn as he speaks on David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. And he's like, hey, we could get that deal made after this fight or after his next fight. Let's work on that. That fight should happen for many reasons. Why? Because according to other boxing circles and channels and videos and all that, people think that David Benavidez is being avoided. Okay? He may or may not be. But the same thing goes for Andrade. I think both of these guys, Andrade and David Benavidez, they share misfortune when it comes to their careers. Both undefeated still. Andrade's still undefeated. He was just blasted and pretty much blacked out or blocked out by Canelo Alvarez, as you remember. And that, made headlines, and just the avoidance of him fighting him. They offered, I think, Charlo $8 million. Wouldn't fight him. You know what I mean? Like for Charlo, it's crazy. And, he had an opportunity to fight Jermell Charlo, but he opted out on that fight. So, and a lot of times it just shows you when you turn down fights, you're turning down opportunities, and you're turning down opportunities for other opportunities because you don't know what you really are doing when you turn down a fight, because he could have beat Jermell Charlo. Then Jermell Charlo wouldn't be anything. He would be the twin brother of the guy that's probably still undefeated, which is Jamal. Okay? Because he had a chance to fight Jermell. He just didn't like the money. So that fight didn't happen. And he was kind of, he didn't really have anything to go. I think his management stunk. Let's be real. And that was that. And he's been trying to get these big fights ever since. And he gets a fight. He joined with Eddie. He had that fight with Billy Joe Saunders. And Billy Joe Saunders popped weird for some type of substance or something that was legal there but illegal here, or in season or out season. So it was real bad. And that was just unfortunate. That wasn't his fault. Okay, so, he's been through those difficult tribulations. Whereas David Benavidez is a guy that he's being hyped up, and it's rumored, and the narratives are, hey, Canelo's ducking him. And once, Canelo, once he gave up that belt or whatever, Canelo came up there. Well, that's wrong. That's bullshit, because for one, David Benavidez got caught doing cocaine, okay? Otra cosas, like Canelo says. And he lost the belt because of that. Okay? And, or was it? No. It was that, along with he missed weight, right? So it was I think it was either both or one or the other. And it's like, okay, well, that's not a dropping the belt. That's losing the belt. That's a difference. So you can't get mad at someone that doesn't want to fight you because you don't have a belt because you somehow lost it, either on the scales or with otra cosas. So, but seeing David Benavidez fight, fast, quick fighter, tall, big son of a bitch, can fight, can scrap. Those combinations are awesome. I love those highlight reels of David Benavidez. And then you have Demetrius Andrade that has those weird angles, that also has quick hands, and they both are undefeated, and they both have something to prove. And Eddie Hearn is like, hey, we need to get Andrade something to show me something somewhere, because if he doesn't get those, I see, or I can see Eddie Hearn dropping Demetrius Andrade. I mean, he's done it before. You look at Michael Hunter. They fell out. Luis Ortiz, they fell out. A couple other fighters fell out and fell off because either Eddie Hearn couldn't do anything for them, or what Eddie Hearn offered them wasn't enough, and they went their own way. Okay, so I think Andrade needs this fight. I think he needs it worse than David Benavidez, because David Benavidez is still a young fighter. So he could pretty much wait out people if he wanted to. You know what I mean? And just become the top dog later on down the road. But in this situation, that fight should happen. And I think Eddie Hearn should get on that ASAP for Demetrius Andrade. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn willing to make the fight with David Benavidez, you know, along with the Al Heyman, the zone thing. That's going to be a, you know, a difficult task. Guys, tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.